Okay, we are in a discussion of AWS Solutions Architect, and we're going to discuss today sort of non-RDS data warehouse options, basically analytical side, right? All right, so I got a nice picture here, data warehouse. So you can use S3 storage, is coming up source DB, and then you got analytics, machine learning pipelines, Getter reports, one-time with CloudWatch, and API interfaces for analytic data preparing. All right, let's go. I think I want to talk a bit about RDS or non-RDS, this cache service. Basically, just don't uh, just consider too much about the topic. Non-RDS caching is we just forget the non-RDS, but Elasticache for Redis, right? Fully managed Redis service for sub-millisecond latency, caching real-time applications, right? So the other one is the Elasticache called Memcache, high-performance distributed memory caching for simple key value storage, right? And then you got a memory DB for Redis. That's memory database with multi-availability zones, durability, and microsecond latency. So it's also ACID transactions, right? So that means it's not a non-RDS, I mean, automatic failover, right? So transaction log durability, right? So Elasticache for Redis, best for session, game leaderboards, real-time analytics, and chat applications requiring persistent data. And Memcached, Elasticache is best for web session caching. And then MemoryDB for primary database for detection, gaming, application required data durability, right? So see that here throughput operations, right? And then latency. So you got Elasticache with Redis, Elasticache Memcached, and then MemoryDB for Redis, right? Um, so you can see in here latency, right? Micro seconds, ultra low latency here in this area. See that? Uh, this is microseconds, right? Throughout throughput is 42,000 operations per second. IoT data, right? That's a MemoryDB for Redis in this area, powerful. And this one's in here, Elasticache for Redis, right? So it's still latency is micro. Let's have a look here. It's still it's a static content, right? In this one here is like a real analytics, right? So you can see here, right? See that financial trading, right? Gaming leaderboard, this live streaming, gaming leaderboard, fraud detection, IoT data processing, real-time recommendation. So here, session is store, Elasticache for Redis. See that? Leaderboards, real-time analytics, web page caching. This one is the Elasticache or Memcache, right? So that's like a faster retrieval in there, right? All right. So basically, we discussed this one earlier. RDS was non-RDS co-different, right? RDS is the organized structural, right? Rows in the database, tables, primary keys, foreign keys, right? Non-RDS, right? Distributed, horizontally scaling, columnar storage for basically good for SQL, complex SQL queries, pay-per-use model like and use Athena. So, so RDS basically focus on OLTP workloads, line transaction processing we discussed, and then now non-RDS basically good for OLAP optimized workloads, right? So it's a complex queries, right? Big data. Uh, so this is sort of a RDS is one non-RDS multi-dimensional comparison. Uh, mm, so basically, blue is for RDS, um, purple or sorry, purple, pinky is for non-RDS solution. So you have multi-dimensional, so storage efficiency, the scaling capability, higher is better, right? Uh, right. See that if you think about the scaling capability, right? This is like a non-RDS solutions, right? This is higher is better, right? Uh, this is for RDS solution. This one is for non-RDS solution. So the scaling capacity is better for that, right? This one is nearly similar, right? See that non-RDS is better for OLAP, and here the may maintenance overhead, right? Less is better. Data consistency. RDS is better, right? Similar like that, so you can have a look. All right, so non-RDS data warehouse on AWS, right? So key characteristic, right? Non-RDS data warehouse break free traditional relational constraints, right? Offering cloud native architecture designed for massive scale analytics. So some of these analytics you can't even think of. You can analyze in on-premises level because you need a more sort of computing CPU capability and then memory capability and then storage resource capability. We can't sometimes even think of that huge data, the petabyte scale data. So you can't really fiddle with them in on-premises level. I mean, so they are basically format into a columnar storage for optimized for analytical queries with the base compression benefits, elastic scaling, so dynamic resource adjustment based on workload demand, right? And basically a serverless architecture, so you don't need to pay for servers, so you only pay for the core models, whatever you're using, right? Uh, so these three, if you have like Amazon Redshift, petabyte scale data warehouse with machine learning integration, Redshift is the uh, uh, one of the main one, and then Athena. Athena use serverless storage directly on S3 data, so we use like a Lambda API interface, sort of getting data and is stored in S3, and then you use Athena queries to directly on S3 data, and then AWS Glue. Glue is ETL, right? That means extract, right? Transform and load data preparation pipelines. Let's say you got a sort of data coming in the flowing data, you got unnecessary details as well. Maybe if let's say something coming from a text file, you want to extract some of the data. That's what it does: extract, uh, transform, and load. So that's one of things using for Glue. All right. So core concept in a data warehouse, the core concept, right? These ones, data lake centralized repository, storing structured and unstructured data at scale, right? Columnar storage. So this columnar storage is making optimized for running complex SQL queries on top of that, right? And then serverless analytics, so you don't need to put in a uh, different EC2 instances, so have to pay only for you use storage and then use query on top of that model, then you pay on top of that, right? OLTP and OLAP. Normally, OLAP is the analytical workloads, right? Mm. So AWS solution is Spectrum, right? So Amazon Redshift, columnar warehouse, that's the main one, and then Amazon Athena. Once you put data into S3, and then you run queries on top of that and pay for the whatever you runs, and then a glue ETL cataloging service. ETL means extract, transform, and loading data into a right format, transform, and then EMR. EMR is Elastic MapReduce, right? Big data processing for Hadoop, Spark, Hive, Presto, the use cases for log analysis, machine learning, and real-time streaming for that, right? Uh, then Mason Glue is a ETL, sorry, lake formation, data lake, the data storage and governance, right? And then positioning framework, traditional RDS, row-based transactional normalized data, non-RDS warehouse, column-based analytical denormalized data, right? Key different is scale and query performance for analytics, right? This key terminology, MPP, massively parallel processing. So many parallel processing and you got at the same time. Columnar compression, space efficient storage. So your columnar data is in a compression, so get a less space. That was partitioning, performance optimization is strategy, Spectrum, query data directly from S3. They use S3 to query data straight away, right? Let's have a look at AWS data solution positioning matrix, right? Non-RDS data warehouse solution versus traditional RDS. So we've been using it on premises for data analyzing long time ago, but now with coming real time, right? So see that RDS, this is a traditional OLTP zone, right? And if you go here, right, a lot of things have become complex and very complex. So Redshift is so that you can't even achieve this one in a like on premises level. See that Redshift, right? And this is EMR, big data processing. That is the Redshift data warehouse, right? This is Athena, serverless query, some batch processing, right? Real time analytics. So these levels of volume, scale, and uh, queries. So you can't, I don't think we can uh, easily achievable in on-premises level, right? This much data volume. Right. So let's have a look at AWS non-RDS data warehousing analytics ecosystem, right? Yes. The core solutions, as I explained here, the Redshift petabyte scale data warehouse, and then EMR, MapReduce, Big Data Processing Platform, and AWS Glue, ETL, extract, transformation, and loading, uh, the data preparation, and the Amazon Athena. That's a serverless query service on top of X3, right? So data flows from ingestion sources through processing layers to analytical endpoint. You can do back processing with the EMR and real-time streaming with the Kinesis, direct three queries with Athena once data is prepared, right? Integration benefits, unified security with IAM, right? And then real-time analytics, machine learning pipelines, business intelligence, data lake architecture. So see that hmm, you can see sort of a diagram. It's you can read from one end. So data sources, right? Uh, S3 data lake. So to the S3, so you can get a data from data sources directly or Kinesis streams. And then you have anything like RDS and DynamoDB and data migration. So you can get a data lake in here. And then AWS Glue can prepare the data, or Amazon EMR, right? Can put data into Amazon Redshift, and then on top of Redshift, you can run BI tools, business intelligence tools, or you can have a quick sites and S3 data lake. You can run queries on Amazon Athena, right? Just to give you a sort of an idea how it looks like. All right, so analytics service overview, so comprehensive analytics suites integrated, so it's quickly convert data to answers with minimal configuration. So there are rich set of different type of services are available as you see. So your data can be converted into a usable format, and then you can run queries and get analytics on top of that. Build data lakes and warehouse within days, not months. Deploy diverse analytical workloads, easy seamless integration between services, right? So see that data sources, it can be RDS, Aurora, S3 data lake, right? Or you can get it from Kinesis streams, right? Stream data, that means online like flowing. And then processing can be done through EMR, right? Amazon Elastic MapReduce, right? We can use Hadoop, Spark, Hive, Presto, and then Glue, Amazon Glue, serverless ETL service, right? And used for data cataloging, job scheduling, and then you can use Lambda with the API, and then this data can be processed data can be put into a Redshift for the analysis, or then S3 Athena, and then using tools like QuickSight, you can visualize them, right? So basically, these sources and this processing, EMR, Glue, and then Lambda, and then analytics you can get from Redshift or Athena, right? So key benefits of analytics services, right? Reduce configuration time, right? Seamless integration, on demand scaling, cost efficiency, diverse workload support. So yeah, basically you can design a lot of things without creating new programs, right? All right. So let's have a look sort of Redshift cloud data warehouse. Redshift is the main warehouse engine in there. So fully managed petabyte scale cloud data warehouse services that offer extract scale data lake analytics, cost-effective solution, pay only for what you use, seamless integration with AWS analytics ecosystem, right? Um, so see that the data sources you can get it from RDS or applications like ERP, CRM, or semi-structured file like CSV, JSON logs, and then you can use ETL pipeline, extract, transform, and loading, and then you clean data, and then you uh, collect that data into Amazon Redshift, the data warehouse cluster, which is consist of lather node, compute, compute, and then columnar storage, compress and distribute for searching. So insight, tabular dashboards, quick site reports, SQL queries, ad hoc analytics, right? So key features, petabyte scale, parallel processing, and then auto scaling compute, right? So this graphs gives you a certain idea how Amazon Redshift was traditional warehouse performance comparison. This is far beyond traditional warehouse in every ways, right? Uh, right? Is only Redshift is far right. See that? So core speed is more faster, right, than traditional. And capacity, you can't even think about this capacity in a traditional warehouse or maybe in on-premises. So also the cost efficiency is less, right? Because you pay what you use. Data warehouse fundamentals. What is the data warehouse? So central repository information enabled import informed decision making across organization, collect data from a transactional system, integrate with the relational databases, consolidate multiple data sources, right? And a single source of truth, historical data analysis, business intelligence support. So here the data flow architecture in data warehouse. So we've got databases, getting data to data warehouse, applications, files, right? This is the sources, and this is where data processing, and then like in Amazon Redshift, then you get a dashboard and then reports for the business intelligence, right? So this is the basically data warehouse pipelines, data collection, APIs, databases, files, various sources, online streaming, and then processing, ETL, ELT, transform and clean, and then a storage, right? Like Redshift, and then you run data analysis, BI tools on top of that, and then you got the dashboards and reports for business analytics, right? Right. So comprehensive AWS analytics capability. So provide comprehensive set of analytics service, price, performance, and scale. So data processing and warehousing. That's a service. SQL analytics and querying, and then real-time streaming capability, search and business intelligence reports you're going to get, right? So have a look here, analytics service ecosystem, right? So here you got processing level, you have EMR, right? Elastic Map Reduce, and then you got a glue. That's also getting data cleaned and ETL, and then online like live streaming in Kinesis, right? And then you got a MSK, and then all the collected these analytics into EMR. You can get a Redshift and Glue and Kinesis. You going to get to S3, and then the Athena is there. Then you can use Open Search and QuickSight for analytics later, right? So analytics service by category and type, right? See, a lot of them are like categories, right? Data ingestion, right? And then visualization and BI, right? And then machine learning. A lot of them like machine learning, right? So purpose-built service, right? Choose my Athena, Redshift, Kinesis, and EMR, and then a serverless, self-managed, and then integrated experience, data lakes, uh, machine learning workflows, right?